So guys, today I'm going to be tying the Purple Rain bow zonker. Hooking the vise is a Kamasan B800, and I'm just going to tie in my black Uni 80 thread. So this is a pattern obviously that I've featured a lot in my recent videos and has done really well for me. Just snip off the waist, and yeah, lots of people have asked if I can tie it. It's really simple, but it's slaying the fish. So next I'm just going to get a piece of sort of medium wire in silver and just tie that in as I'm running down the hook. And this is what's going to protect the purple dubbing of the body. So just tie that all the way down. Until you get about in line with the barb of the hook. There we go. So next I'm going to want my black zonker material. So black rabbit I get from Troutline, a really good quality. And I've already got a length cut off here. I'll just run my fingers through it, get rid of any loose hair, and just look at the length that I want. So I don't want the tail massive, but I want a good bit of movement. So just separate the rabbit to where I'm going to tie it in. This looks good. And just wet it, stroke it back, just makes it a bit easier to tie in. So I'm going round, just make sure that's sitting where you want it. And put in a few extra turns. Just make sure that's secure. Okay, now I'm going to lift and go right underneath and back round just to secure that in place. Back over for a few turns and then in front of the rabbit strip. That's that nicely locked into place. So next I'm going to get my purple dubbing. So this is Veniards Peacock dub in purple. There's just something about this colour, it's really doing the damage. Be quite generous, so a fair pinch and just dub that on your thread. You don't want it too tight. I want this to be really scruffy. I want the strands of the purple dubbing to be coming out. Yeah, just be generous. You can always take some off as you're dubbing it on. So you can see there I've not got it too tight because I want it to be quite open. And then just start working that up the body. You want a good layer of this down because I'm going to scruff it up and pull out a lot of the dubbing strands. Just adds to the pattern. Go all the way up and just leave plenty of room in front because you're going to tie in your rabbit. That's fine. So I can now bring over the rabbit strip and just pull it all back, and you can see there, so I take some of that forward but leave a bit to where I'm going to tie it in, just makes it sit nicely. Stretch it out, give it a little stretch and then lock it with some turns. There we go. I can now just snip off this waist piece and then just tidy up the head. It's looking better. A few more turns. There we go. Next I'm going to take my wire. So what I'm going to do is where I tied in the back of the rabbit, I'll just separate the fibres there. Just make sure, I like to put a turn over where I tied it in with the wire. It's there. And then just pull up the rabbit fibres and make a gap, and we're just looking at segmenting the body going up. It can be a little bit fiddly, but to be honest, you don't need to worry too much as long as you make sure you're not trapping the rabbit. So just make a little gap, put it through, and then pull the rabbit back on itself so you're not catching any. And just keep doing that, working your way up the body. It's just to give it a nice finish and to protect the dubbing. There we go. Another one there. And get one more. And then a turn of the head. So I'm now pulling everything back. I want to catch in my wire. And then bring it out and then tie it in. A few turns just to make sure that's locked. Keep your thread tight. Just snap off the wire. And there we go. You could leave it as that and just finish off now. Tidy up the head a little bit and put varnish on it, and that's how I've been fishing it, if I'm being honest. But to add a little bit to this one, I've got these eyes from Funky Fly Tying, and these ones are pink, and you can see they've got a little tab on them, and that just means you can tie them in, which is quite good. A little bit more strength in them, you can see. I like to trim the tab a little bit. It's a bit long to tie in, so just trim it to the length you want to tie in. And then what I want to do is get some super glue. It just gives it extra strength. And put the eye into place. Definitely need to use super glue. You can see there, that's where I want it sitting. And then I can just tie it on, and I'm tying in the tab here to the head of the head. So I can do the other side now. Again, a little touch of super glue. Get my other eye. I could just trim that. And then a little bit more. Put that into place. It can be a bit fiddly, it gets stuck to your fingers, but you can see here, maybe see it better tying on this side. You can see I'm going to catch in the tab there. You can see that's what I'm tying in. And again, these eyes obviously don't add any weight to the fly, which I like if I'm using intermediate or sinking lines. If you're using the midge tip or a floater, you could put heavy eyes on it or a bead. Just play around with it. So I'm just tidying up the head now. Yep, happy with that. So I'll just whip finish. And snip off the thread. Just a touch of varnish now on the head. I'm going to be quite generous because I want the varnish to run back over to the eyes, and again that's just to try and keep the eyes on as long as possible, give them that extra security. So I'm being a bit generous with the varnish, but it's so that it goes back into the eyes and holds them in place. A little bit more. Just make sure it's covered all the way around. just going to get my dubbing needle now and get rid of some of these stray fibres with the lighter. I've seen a few there just sticking forward. And just get any excess varnish and smooth it back. As you can see there, just adds a little bit to it. Now I'm going to scruff up the body, and I want quite a lot of the fibres to come out. And this makes it look much better when the fly is wet. So there you go, the purple rainbow zonker. It's been absolutely slaying fish for me. Really simple pattern, there's just something about the coloration that's proven really effective. Great for this time of year, and you can mix up the colours. I do bigger, smaller versions, so this one's weighted with lead wire. I put a little rainbow head on it so I know it's weighted. I've got a smaller version with a bead, you can see there, which I sometimes fish under an indicator, and it works really well. I've got different colours that I've not actually fished with yet, so I've got this olive and orange to try out with orange eyes, and some white patterns there with different types of dubbing. I've got white and gold, it's a great colour combo, keen to try that one out. And I think I've got, yeah, black and silver. Again, great colour combination. I've not tried those patterns yet, but with this one being so effective I might not need to, but just tie up some variations, and yeah, I can guarantee you if you tie up some of these, they're going to catch you many trout. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.